Who want one last trip to the long trail?
At a certain point, when you're simplifying a character, the character loses a lot of identity. I feel like Eddie in Tekken 8 is not the same as Tekken 7, and if you do that same thing to every other character, it's not going to be fun. So basically, right, we see what they did to Eddie. Now we have to think, is X character more or less difficult than Eddie? Because if they're more difficult, they're probably going to do the same thing they did to him. If they're less difficult, maybe they'll leave him untouched. I don't know. I don't think Lidia will be able to tell. We'll be able to tell if she has a 3-3-3, but we won't be able to tell if she's really streamlined, because in Tekken 7, she already was streamlined. She already had that 4-for-4 combo. She already had a lot of easy stuff, just like Kunimitsu did, right? On a scale of 1 to 10, where is Marduk at? Because I think Marduk is the next character we'll be able to really tell. If they give him a 3-3-3, because Marduk doesn't have some 3-3-3 or some 4-for-4, right? He's OP in terms of like tackling and damage, but he doesn't have a 3-3-3, 4-4-4. You can't really do this. Basically, he is not Tekken 8-ified yet. So when he becomes it, we'll be able to see it. And see, here's the thing too. I don't think the simplification is all bad. Like, I think Jin was simplified a lot in this game, and he's better. I would agree that Jin Kazama in Tekken 8 is better than he was in Tekken 7, simply from like a compatibility standpoint. Here's the question that I was posing to you guys. I was saying, if Jin Kazama is the face of the game, right? He's the main character. But in Tekken 7, he had the worst win rate in the whole game. You as a developer, what would you do? Would you leave him as is, say, so what scrubs, get good? Or would you make him easier and try to figure out the problem? Now in Tekken 8, it seems like they went that route. Made him easier, they tried to figure out the problem. Now he's #1 in terms of usage, and his win rate is way higher. I don't think it's all bad. I just think Eddie is bad. So many people are going to complain about Marduk. I hope this time around Marduk isn't OP. Marduk was one of the strongest characters in Tekken 7, and he was so strong to where it was obnoxious. And I feel like that's what the mistake of Tekken 7. They made some characters so strong to where it was obnoxious, and as a result, the character suffered. And I don't think that's good. I don't think that's good to make a character that powerful. The idea of let's make this DLC super cheap and busted so everyone buys it and use it, it's weird, because everyone who just plays whatever they play gets absolutely cooked. Aries said it best. When Leroy Smith came out, he said either you love playing Leroy or you don't like playing Tekken. And that's how it is. When they release any game, when any game releases an OP DLC character, either you like playing that DLC character or you don't like playing the game for a couple of weeks until they nerf it. And that's the issue, is like, they should not make it that powerful. For me, it's better if they release more characters in a short time. Well, the issue with that is that you can very quickly blow up the roster. Moon, we want Tekken game with 100 characters, main man Moon, and so on. Cry about 2 characters. Honestly, if they put a lot of characters in the game, I would not care. Like, I would be unaffected by it. What I'm saying is, from a statistical standpoint, is that when they do put a lot of characters in the game, a lot of players struggle to learn the matchup. A lot of players, professional players, they say it's too much to lab.
We don't think that everyone will want 80 characters in a fighting game that they have to learn to fight against, etc. It's quite difficult. So we have a limited number to start with, and we have to choose wisely.
And then also, in terms of usage, there is like 20 or 30 characters who absolutely have no usage. Look, watch, I'm about to pull up the Tekken 7 statistics. Where's this folder? You guys won't believe me unless I bring the facts. And don't worry, I got the facts right here. This is 51 characters, right? 51 characters. And once you get to about like here at like 32, everything under it is like abysmal. Like, no one's playing these characters. Everything under, I would say, yeah, Geese Howard, that's crazy. Alyssa's way down there. Gigas, Shahid, all of these characters from Shahid to Panda, absolutely no one played. Everyone's just going to play these characters here. and you can add as much garbage as you want down here, but people will continue to play these characters, and it won't change. Even if you make this, like Geese Howard, one of the strongest characters in Tekken 7. Akuma, strongest character in Tekken 7. Ganryu, strongest character in Tekken 7. Zafina, best character in Tekken 7. Best characters, strongest characters in the game. Still, absolutely no one plays them. So, it just doesn't work that way. You can't put a bunch of characters in a game and then expect, like, something to change. It's just, you know, Tekken Tag 2 and Tekken 7 has had massive rosters. All of those characters you named are in Tag 2. Harada has said multiple times that this character wasn't successful, that character this, that. It's not like they haven't tried it before. They tried Tag 2, and that game was a failure. And they said, too many characters, too much to learn, too much to balance, too much to this. Like I said, I have no problem with a big roster. I love it. You know, the more the merrier. Go ahead and do it. But all I'm saying is, statistically, logically, not a good decision. Tag 2 was a failure because it looked ugly, advertising was too poor. Nah, bro, that's an excuse, bro. I have the book. That's not true. People say that all the time because they don't want to accept the truth, but it's not true. Like, I get people say, like, bad. Bro, you're going to make me pull up the Tekken Tag Tournament 2 trailers. People say bad advertising. Show me another game that had Snoop Dogg helping to advertise the game. Snoop Dogg and Harada's was best friends when Tag 2 was doing its thing. Tag 2, Knock 'em Down music video, Snoop Dogg. That's etiquette. You guys know that's etiquette? Look, that's etiquette. That's etiquette. Look. Think about it. They made all the characters they wanted. They put in all these new stages. They used a new engine. The engine they used is different from Tekken 6. So they upgraded engine, better roster, more moves, new tag mechanic. They had better trailers. They had Snoop Dogg. Like, what else do they need to have for people to understand that the marketing and budgeting was not the problem? You know what's interesting? The last 4 Tekken games all had separate engines. Tekken 6, it's separate engine. It might even been a separate engine from Tekken 5. All the past 5 Tekken games had different engines. They are constantly updating it. That's why. Yeah, Harada said that Tekken sells the best, performs the best when it's on the latest hardware. The differences between the engines, from what I know, Tekken 6 specialized in water. And that's why a lot of the stages had water on the floor, and you can splash around and you can move around. That's what Tekken 6 did. It also specialized in snow and footprints, which is something that game is kind of famous for as well. Tag 2 was a scaled down version of that engine because they needed to basically accommodate 4 characters being on screen. So they need to see, people say like Tag 2 is an ugly game and stuff like that, but they did that intentionally because there's 4 characters on the screen and they wanted you to be able to see. If you guys are on PC, you know how PC players in the FPS category, they will turn down all their settings, the smoke, the dust, the rain. They will turn all their settings to 0 so they can clearly see where the enemies are. That's what Tag 2 did. It turned down all the settings so you can see 4 characters and which character is doing what. So that was an intentional thing. Tekken 7 is Unreal Engine 4. And Unreal Engine does not specialize in water physics or snow physics. It doesn't specialize in any of that. Unreal Engine is more of a it can do anything type of engine. It doesn't do anything perfect. It does whatever you want it to do. If you want to tailor snow, you can. If you want to tailor water, you can. And Unreal Engine 5 is the same thing as that, but to a higher standard. It's everything but more, right? So that's the difference between the engines. And a lot of people don't actually know that. A lot of people, they say bring back the snow footprints, but they don't understand that the engines of the past games specialized in that. Now, I think the developers, I don't think this game has a snow stage. I think it would be really cool if they added one as DLC. and they really forced the Unreal Engine to make that snow and make that footprints. They should do that. I think it would be awesome, right? It would be awesome. Okay, so let's turn back up the audio now.